I would love to be healed of my chronic illnesses. I think that there's actually been a phase in my life in which God did heal, and I was pain-free for years, and it was fantastic. And I also got sick again, you know? And so I think that there's kind of this very interesting process where I look at that situation and think, well, it's so much more complicated than that. And I don't think that we can just pin that as the only thing, is that it's mental. And once we heal the mental or the emotional, then everything else will fall in line. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. For example, he mentioned studies that were done with MS, the people who have MS, which is really fascinating, how doctors say that many MS patients are super kind people, very kind, and they're very generous with others, and that kind of almost extreme kindness means that they're not caring for themselves. And because they're not caring for themselves, their body is sort of like, I think didn't he write the book on When the Body Says No?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think that's his book too. His idea where we're not listening to our body, and eventually our body just like says, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And he says they're found in studies that that's common with MS patients. Not everybody.
Yeah.
But some people, and when they get more in touch with their own needs and caring for themselves, that they actually can do a lot better. And he tells stories of a woman who had MS, and she became much more in tune with her body's, her needs, like slowing down, being kind to herself, and actually being able to get off of the medications for MS.
Yeah.
I thought about your situation, thinking, okay, well, if this is true, like what traumas?
Yeah.
What kinds of things have my daughter gone through?
Yeah. And we can
it's emotional when I think about it,
Yeah.
Like what has she gone through that, if this is the case, that has caused her body to kind of attack itself? Because that's what's, autoimmune diseases is the body attacking itself.
Yeah, it's basically the immune system starts arguing with its own body instead of arguing against germs from the outside coming in.
Right.
So
There's an internal attack.
Yeah, exactly.